Almost everyone comes into crypto for rocket ride 100x gains, and this channel has specialized in bringing you those opportunities as early as possible. And right now the market's crashing, so everyone is screaming buy the dip. But the reality is that everyone's doing it wrong, because buying the brand name coins on the dip might give you, I don't know, a slight edge in getting a couple of X's on your money. Realistically, if Bitcoin goes to $200,000, it's only a 4x from here. For most people starting with crypto with a few $100, maybe a few $1,000, it's not going to change your life that money. You're still going to be working the same job. You won't have any more free time. So the point of this video is to outline what I see as the biggest opportunity for the biggest gains in these particular coins that are going to absolutely crush it, in my opinion, bull or bear market. This is something that for some reason people haven't figured out yet, but I'm going to spell out for you in clear language. This is the 30x in 30 days, 100x in 100 days type mentality that is going to separate the strong from the weak. And of course, you have to have a thesis if you want to make real money in crypto. You guys are going to love this one. Smash that like button if you're excited. As always, if you want these videos first before anyone else, and it is really important that you get into them first, make sure you subscribe with that bell notification on, as we're coming with juicy altcoin picks for the rest of, I don't know, for infinity. All right, with that said, let's jump in here. First of all, let's look at this. We're looking at top coin categories. These are the categories of coins. And as you see on big dump days like today, we see negative percents on the whole category, except for a couple of really specific categories. We have non-fungible tokens. We have Avalanche ecosystem, which is obviously a darling of this channel. Throw that out. That's not the point of today's video. We have metaverse and we have gaming. We have NFT, metaverse, and gaming. These are the categories where we're seeing gains even across these bloody red days. And what we see if we jump into these is that we see some of these games up a sickening gross amount of percent, while the rest of the market is neutral or down. Gala's down a little bit, but yesterday it went up like 100%. So on the week, it's up 153% still, right? And we're seeing yield guild pump. We're seeing all these. We see UFO neutral / up. Again, it's not 100% all the time, but this is what's going to happen. And look at this, because Axie Infinity tells the tale perfectly. It's literally the canary in the coal mines. Here's what happened when the market dumped literally last time in May. We had Axie Infinity come off of like a $10 high here back in April, and it dumped all the way down to $3. Now, of course, what happened thereafter was people realized, oh, look at this. It goes all the way down to 322, right? What happened right thereafter was people realized that while number go up was the only reason driving almost everybody in to 99% of crypto projects, the reason why Axie took off is the reason why I started building video games in 2018 during the last bear market, which is when things get bearish, what do? What digital worlds matter when things are bearish? The answer, video games. We saw Axie Infinity's user count skyrocketing. We saw the amount of volume on their decks, their trading volume skyrocketing, because people were still earning money, they were still playing games, and they were still having fun, and the whole ecosystem worked even in a bear market. Now, what happens in crypto when things get really bearish everywhere else is people look for what's pumping, and they start taking their losers and jumping on to winners. It's a natural human instinct. And so the people who jumped out of, all these other categories into gaming, specifically into Axie, experienced this right after, where it almost is so small. This little blip down here, it looks flat. And then you see this massive run up here. It's peaked at about like $160 from $3 here in June. If you had just bought it in June, of course, if we rewind, it was, less than $1 back in the day, whatever. That's ancient history. It doesn't matter. The point of this is that as the market tumbles down, gaming will erupt because the usage doesn't stop. It's the reason why gaming is the cure to the biggest problems afflicting the crypto ecosystem. And it's the reason why gaming projects are going to pump in bull markets as well as in bear markets. So as the market tumbles and games show their resilience, everyone's going to start focusing games. Whether it's a bear market or whether we come back into a bull market, games are going to catch these massive upswings, because the hottest trending narrative in crypto right now is metaverse, gaming, NFT. And so, of course, the hot narratives are going to run like crazy during the bull, and also the things that are bear market resistant will continue to pump during the bear market. As we can see from Axie, all of this right here from July to September, this was still bear market territory for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for everything else. Nothing was really moving until sort of like late August. We started to get moves back. But even from then, you see this didn't dip. It just continued to plow forward. So when we look at the top metaverse coins, the top gaming coins, jumping back here, you can see we have Axie. We have Sandbox. Now, Sandbox is one that I've been pushing onto you guys for quite some time. I think I made a really big push to get people into it around 50 cents here in the last. This wasn't ancient history. This was like weeks ago. So now the people who did that are up almost 10x, and you can see it just continues to crush it. Render token jumped out of nowhere because people think that this is going to render the metaverse. Maybe. I'm more into gaming projects. I'm more focusing on like game ecosystems where the game itself forces token velocity. So that's like the main characteristic I'm looking for, is a place where people can play to earn and that they need to trade and force token velocity through the token to enjoy this ecosystem. Sandbox is a massive checkbox for that. Axie Infinity is literally the leader of that. Decentraland is good. I'm not a big investor in Decentraland. Illuvium is a big checkbox on that. UFO, big checkbox on that. Vulcan Forged, big checkbox on that. I was literally the first one to bring you guys UFO at like 100. I don't know. It's like fractions of a penny, but I just call it 100 because it's like the only thing I can pronounce there. But anyway, UFO now is getting called out by Business Insider as the next Axie Infinity. I have no idea who's writing this or why. Maybe they just follow this channel. So if you're writing this, thank you, Business Insider, for pumping the bags. But UFO absolutely is looking like a hot ticket here. Again, it just shows you that everyone's wanting to be that next Axie Infinity. I see so many games coming out. I've seen so many pitch decks. And to be honest, a lot of these things are pumping. What matters is users. So I'm really looking at games that I think can hold and grow their user base. It's pretty much all that matters here. So if you're smart, what you'll do is you'll dig into all these games on the gaming category here on CoinGecko. You'll look at the ones that you think are cool to play that might hold players, and you'll be able to jump into those. Obviously, I'm going to name a few that I've invested into. I've already done that already, but I wanted to point out a few of these games coming up. Now, some of these games are pre-market. That means that I bought into a private sale, and I'm pretty sure that these games are going to have wildly hyped launches. That means that there is going to be a massive pump that probably won't be sustained. A great example of this is Star Atlas. Star Atlas came out swinging here with just this massive pump up to like a $30 billion fully diluted valuation, and then it crashed all the way down. I told everyone, do not buy this up here. But as it started getting under 10 cents, I was like, all right, well, now you could start sizing up entries between sort of 3 and 7 cents. It didn't get as low as 3, but if you started buying down here, you'd be happy. The point is that this pump has yet to be revisited, and this will be the case. And this was back in early September. So now we're looking at, 2+ months that it hasn't been able to get back there. And that's okay. That's normal. It doesn't mean that it won't get back there. I'm just saying you want to be buying down here after the crash. You want to be buying after you see a little bit of resilience here. You see this downtrend, this sort of downward skateboard ramp get broken with a little bit of an uptrend. And from there, it never hit these lows again. So you'll see this. This is pretty common that you'll have this like death spiral of a chart where these pre-salers who got in for fractions of what they're seeing now are dumping. And then all of a sudden the market has a chance to sort of catch the price and normalize. Then you'll start seeing some spurts up. But remember, the point here is that you don't want to buy this. If you love a project, especially one of the ones I'm about to talk about, then do not buy the FOMO pump. Do not buy the FOMO pump. Buy the dump. Buy the cool off. Buy when people stop talking about it. Because remember, all that matters is that the game gets played. And most of these games have plenty of money to market themselves enough to get people playing. So as long as they can get an early player base, and with the millions and millions of dollars most of these games and IDOs make, they certainly can. So what happens next is you want to buy the dump. That's just the main thing. So when I cover these, I don't want anybody coming to me after these launches and saying, oh my God, Ellio, they dumped. Yeah, I told you they were going to dump. They're also probably going to have pumped. Like what you're not realizing is that people bought in like 100x below this. That's why they're dumping, right? So understand that when they dump, that's the opportunity. And if you bought in here at 8 cents, well, it's hit like 19 again. So you'd be up over 2x. Even now after the dump, you'd be up 50%, right? So you want to buy these lows. You don't want to buy the FOMO highs. With that said, let's dive into some IDOs that I've bought into, some new projects coming up that I've bought into. I just want these projects on your radar because I think they offer something to the ecosystem. Now, the first game we're going to be talking about is Monkey Ball. The game is set up a little bit like FIFA Street. As you can see, it's got this sort of raw aesthetic to it. I'm a big soccer player my whole life, so this kind of stuff really gets me. I used to play FIFA Street like nonstop. And I think obviously soccer is really big for the crypto community. We've seen how like soccer fan tokens and everything really respond. Also the play to earn. Look, I like it. What can I say? I invested into this one and I think it's going to crush it. But of course, if you want to get into this one, one, rewatch my segment on IDOs. Just make sure that you're doing this smart and that if it's up 100x, you want to buy the dips, That's it. I'm invested in and excited for Monkey Ball. Next, like I said, we have Sidus Heroes. Now, this one is really, really interesting. It's got like a Star Atlas feel. It's actually really, really high quality. And they have a browser game experience. You can play this right in the browser without needing to download anything. So this is something that I think is really, really a step forward. Again, you don't get the full immersiveness, but I think more people care about access than immersiveness. So I met with the team. They have some really interesting tech and a shocking amount of people, like 150 people working on this. So I think the token for this one will come out sometime in January. Again, don't FOMO, but this is one that I could see making a challenge for that Star Atlas type of game. The point is that gaming's going to pump during the bull market, during the bear market. And during the bear market, the fact that gaming isn't going down only for 3 years, that's going to be where everyone focuses. So to me, whether it's rain or shine, I'm in gaming for the long haul. I know it's going to be the most transformative investment opportunities. It's also going to be, in my opinion, the most transformative for the industry as a whole. It's going to transform the internet into a place that serves its users, that pays its users with the alchemy that is cryptocurrency. It's going to be a massive gift to the entire world. And of course, there's two projects I always forget to mention, Gala Games and Phaeton Arena. Check those out. They're both very, very cool looking. And I do have some very special news coming, maybe not extra soon, but in the coming weeks that Becker and I have planned for these communities here. You're definitely gonna wanna have that bell notification on. It is your key to the best information. Very simple, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and you're well on the way to Crypto Valhalla. That said, I thank you guys so much for watching. My name's EllioTrades. If you guys enjoyed this, smash that like button. I'll see you very soon on the next episode.